Liverpool's new partners have been announced. Linked to a potential investment game in Liverpool, Liberty Media look to the Premier League. Owners of Formula One and the Atlanta Braves, Liberty has become the largest sports empire in terms of the value of their assets. Forbes ranked them at the top of the list with $20.8 billion. In the same list is Fenway Sports Group, the owner of Liverpool, which is in fourth place with $10.4 billion. Reds owners have been in dialogue with potential investors since opening the door to a potential sale in November last year. The process quickly moved towards the search for a minority partner who could help bring in both capital and expertise. And Liberty Media is one of a number of companies affiliated with helping FSG fill that void. Liberty's acquisition of F1 has been extremely successful. Since buying the business from Bernie Ecclestone in 2017 in an $8 billion deal, the sport has seen interest grow exponentially, thanks to the wildly successful Netflix series Drive to Survive, which shows the highs and lows of an F1 season with unrivaled and unlimited behind-the-scenes access. It became a series that opened up the sport to larger and more diverse global audiences. As Liberty continues to evaluate investment opportunities, CEO Greg Maffei admitted that the firm is considering options in the Premier League. "I object to buying it cheap," Maffei said. "We like to buy at a fair price, then hopefully we create value. We now have a reputation with the proven success of Formula One. You're talking about Premier League teams. There is no entity we don't look at. That doesn't mean we're ready to buy it all, but we're looking at everything because we think the sport in general is attractive. We think there are positive aspects and we think that what management teams have taught could perhaps help apply in other sporting situations," he said. Well-located sources in the US reported that an investment in the Reds is imminent. But he argued that there is no fixed time frame for when an agreement can be made and dialogue with potential partners remains open. The Reds' transfer business this summer is not based on the conclusion of the investment deal. But the size of the investment can of course affect the transfer policy. Maffei, president and CEO of Liberty Media, most recently served as president of Stars TV Network and chief financial officer of Oracle and Microsoft, as well as Liverpool arm sponsor Expedia. FSG chief and Liverpool owner John Henry is set to sign a $218 million investment deal with a group of investors, along with Redbird Capital, Ryan Reynolds and Main Street Advisors, to buy a 24% slice of F1 team Alpine. Of course, different investments may be a concern for the future of the club, but the potential partners on the agenda can be the scene of a very exciting adventure. Liberty Media, known for its successful investments in sports, may be a great chance to reverse the stingy transfer spending that fans are revolting. Mohamed Salah dream heir found. Liverpool is among the suitors of Fenerbahce's star Arda Güler, one of Europe's greatest talents. Arda Güler came to the fore after a remarkable breaking campaign in his hometown. The Yellow Canaries scramble to revise the young starlet's contract and spend a lot of time on the deal that will allow him a more lucrative sale. There is a €17.5 million release clause in Arda Güler's contract. This is an attractive element to consider given that Liverpool is looking to complement the smart deals in the market that have already tied Alexis Mac Allister for a £35 million bargain. Arsenal, Bayern, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain accompany Jürgen Klopp's Reds in their interest in the fleet-footed phenomenon. Hailed as a magician with a stick with his left foot by a European scout, Güler is now one of the most exciting actors on the stage. He has a wealth of skills that could fuel a career at the forefront of the game in the next era of football. Despite his young age and inexperience, he produced outstanding quality images in the Turkish Super League this year. He earned a stunning average SofaScore rating of 7.5 after starting just 11 games. He scored 4 goals and made 3 assists in these competitions. He also completed 85% of his passes and averaged 2 key passes per game from the right flank of the attack. Given the serious talent, as described by Duncan Castles, he has an innate cutting edge and a tendency to drift inward and wreak havoc right out of the box. Given that he has these traits, he can be seen as the dream heir to Mohamed Salah's outstanding role in Anfield. The Egyptian sensation has directly contributed to 265 goals in 305 appearances since signing from Roma for £34 million in 2017. Liverpool had a disappointing campaign last season, but the individual success of the £350,000 a week striker was nonetheless satisfying. Salah has scored 30 goals and 16 assists in 50 games in Liverpool's out of form this season. Technically a winger but reaping the rewards of his hard work with his extraordinary ability to get in, Salah was among the top 3% of offensive midfielders and wingers to score in Europe's top 5 leagues last year. He is also among the top 13% for assists and the top 1% for touches in the offensive box per 90 minutes. It was heralded as lightning by Reds historian Carl Clementi, according to FBref. With Guller having a similar skill set and Andrea Pirlo saying, his potential is limitless, Salah could be a serious heir. Securing his services as a disciple of Salah before he starts starring in the Merseyside Giants system could be the perfect way to ensure that the club remains in contention for the highest honours offered for a lasting term. Of course, Mohamed Salah is at a very high level, but he is 31 years old and one of the serious contenders of the Saudi Arabian clubs. Making a plan for his absence now is very important to Liverpool's future. The two Liverpool players are likely to leave on free transfers at the end of the season. Liverpool will allow Thiago Alcantara and Joel Matip to terminate their contracts and go free next year. Both players have entered the final 12 months on their current deals at Anfield. According to the latest information, both are expected to play the final season for the Reds. It has been suggested that Liverpool are unlikely to extend their contract with Thiago and Matip. However, there are no plans to sell them this summer either. Both Van Dijk and Salah have 2 years left, so there is no rush on that front, especially given their age. Thiago and Joel Matip are nearing their final year, but there is no sign that an extension has been offered. Unless they both push for a move this summer, they'll leave as free agents in 2024. For several months it was thought that neither Thiago nor Matip would be at Anfield beyond their current circumstances. For a while, it seemed possible that the Matip could be sold before next season started. But those rumors have cooled in recent weeks. The great Cameroonian looks set for an 8th season at the club after all. This will likely cause disagreement among the fan base. Of course, Matip is a popular player and has been really great for Liverpool for a long time. There were times when the 31-year-old actor truly outshone the more famous Van Dijk. However, he struggled visibly last season and long-term injuries eventually paid the price. It might still be good to have Matip around if a new stopper is brought in to lighten the workload. If not, we may see this become an issue for Jürgen Klopp next season. As for Thiago, this is probably the right decision too. With the Reds in the middle of rebuilding the midfield, it makes sense to keep the Spaniard around for now. Its quality is undeniable and what it brings in terms of leadership for the young players on the team is immeasurable. With a little more help in 2023-2024, Liverpool can make the most of Thiago by managing his minutes. For all his quality, his time with the Reds was a slight disappointment. But he still has a long year left to finish things at the top.